All right, welcome back to the $1 Million Challenge, where I started with $1. I'm trying to get 1% profit every single day until I get to $1 million. Right now, we're on day 439 of this challenge. I sit at $5,706. We have a couple updates before we hop into some gameplay today. So we did have some sports bets for the day. The sports bets were a massive L. We lost pretty much every sports bet, I think. Yeah, literally every sports bet we lost. So it did hurt a little bit, but that's all right because we're gonna try to get some profit today either way. And then looking at some bonuses real quick, we had one bonus for the day here, and this was from the website we use. I just got like a VIP ladder bonus. I don't really know why they do this exactly, but it was $33, so I should show proof that I claimed that, and we're gonna use that as we always do to get some profit today. All right, so since we lost money sports betting, there wasn't any other big changes. The investment account pretty much stayed flat. It was the weekend. This is back from March 29th. The crypto portfolio pretty much stayed flat. And then we had a total of $42 in bonuses for the day, but 33 of that was from the website. So we need to get $109 to make our comeback and then profit our $57, which is our 1% for the day, with our 4% stop loss of $228. But we're going to use that $33 bonus as part of our profit goal here. So we're really going to be going for $76 on the website. Let's see if we can make $76 to make our 1% profit goal for today. All right, so we're going to be trying something a little bit different today. I had somebody suggest this in the comments on the last video. This is not my strategy. I'm trying this based on a guy named Dre. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. This is his strategy, but he did a challenge where he did $5,000 to $50,000. So somebody suggested I try some of his strategies because I guess he was successful. So I didn't really do a ton of research, I'll be honest. I just saw that he used this strategy and it worked. So I'm gonna try it myself. But I just changed it to my bankroll size, which is my 4% stop loss for the day. But all this really is on Keno. This is the setup we're gonna use. We're gonna start off with a base bet of 4,000. I guess we're gonna divide our bankroll by 4,000. Okay, so I have 5 cents in here. It's on medium difficulty. On win, we're gonna increase by 0.5%, and then this on loss we just reset. We don't increase on loss. Stop on profit, we're gonna go for 100 times our base bet, and then same with stop on loss, 100 times our base bet. And then if this busts, if we don't reach the profit goal on this, and we hit the stop loss, we're gonna change the strategy up a little bit, but I'll come back and talk about that based on what he suggested. So this is not my strategy. I'm just gonna copy someone else, see if it works. But I think we're just gonna rip this and get into it. I have this on instant bet, so probably move pretty quick. We're probably gonna speed this up because it will probably take a lot of bets. So I will just let this run, and then I'll come back when this either hits the stop loss or the stop profit. All right, so I did realize that I messed this up. It's supposed to be on loss, you just increase by 0%. So instead of resetting, it's just supposed to stay at 0. So the bet increasingly gets bigger each time. It doesn't just reset back to 5 cents. It's supposed to keep where it's at or get bigger. Okay, it's not supposed to go back down. So I'm gonna retry this. We're just gonna continue off where we left right here, and we'll just keep running it. All right, so it did stop, and we hit the stop loss, which was $5. So what we need to do based on his strategy is go to high difficulty, select 2 more squares, and then we're going to increase the bet size to double what we started with. So we're going to start off with 10 cents, and then on win we're going to go to 0%, and then on loss we're going to go to 1% increase. And then we're going to increase the stop on profit to $10 for each, which is just 100 times our base bet amount. So now we'll start from here, and it should work how he had it set up. So last time I kind of messed it up in the beginning. So we'll see what this does. If it hits the profit goal for this set for $10 or the stop loss of $10, then we will adjust the strategy again once more. So let this run for a little bit. I'll come back in a minute. All right, so we're gonna reset now. So we hit our profit goal for the second progression on that strategy. So we go back to 5 cents, go back to medium difficulty, and then we're going to reset back to 8 squares, and then increase on win by 0.5%, on loss 0%, and then change our profit goal and stop loss to 100 times our base bet. And then we'll continue on from here. So it's kind of the idea is you just keep running the same thing, whether it hits the profit or stop loss. And then the idea is really just to hit like a big multiplier on a big bet. That's kind of the whole concept. So we're going to run this for a little bit, see if we can make some more profit, and I'll come back in a second. We'll speed this up. All right, so hit the stop loss again. So we're going to increase this to a 10-cent base bet here. We're going to increase the profit and loss stop at 100 times that base bet, which is $10, and go up to high risk, and then do 2 extra squares there. And then on win, we will increase by 0, and then on loss, increase by 1%. And we will start from there. I think that's everything right there. So yeah, we'll let that run, see if we can either hit the profit goal again, or if we hit the stop loss, then we will adjust the strategy moving forward. But that's going to be it for now. I'll come back in another second. All right, so we just hit a 63x on a 66-cent bet, so it paid out really good there. Huge increase. I think we were down about 350 maybe, so I think we profited like 44 bucks off that. Pretty massive. That's kind of what we're looking for with the strategy. Like I said, I have not ran this before. This is the first time I'm running this, so it's pretty cool to see. We're gonna reset the strategy again though, so we need to profit $76 for the day. I don't know if I'm gonna run this for the entire day, but we will give this another shot, see if we can get another decent little bit of profit here. And we're just gonna reset everything back to the original setup here. So we're gonna run this again and see if we can get some more profit. Maybe if we can do like one more little run through, maybe get this like $55 in profit, we'll call it on this strategy. But until then, we're gonna keep running it and see how it goes. So I'm gonna speed this up, and whether we hit a win or loss, I will come back and adjust the strategy as needed. All right, so we're going to increase the bet size by 2, so we'll be up to 10 cents. We're going to go high risk, and then add 2 more squares here. Since it lost, I should specify, we went down $5, so I'm going to continue on with the strategy. We're going to increase on win by 0%, on loss by 1%, and then increase the stop on profit and the stop on loss to $10, which is 100 times the bet amount there. So let's run this again and see if we can hit $10 in profit, or if we go down another $10, we'll keep adjusting the strategy. So we'll be back in a second. All right, so it did lose again. What we're going to do now is just double it up again. So we're going to up to 20 cents, and then we're going to go back to medium risk, get rid of these 2 squares here, and then going back to that same strategy from the beginning, which I think we just flip-flop it. That's how it works. So we go for 0.5% on win, we increase. On loss, we just increase by 0. And then we increase the profit and stop loss to $20. And we'll see how this goes. So hopefully we don't just keep losing and losing, and we actually profit. But you can see the bet size will start to get bigger. It was up to like $1, I think, towards the end of that last run through there. So it'll start to increase pretty quick. But we'll let this run, and we come back in a few moments again. All right, so we hit another big multiplier. We hit the 67x on a 37-cent bet. So we hit, I think we got about $27 in profit there. So not too bad, man. it's cooking. I think I'm just gonna keep running this. Honestly, we're like 20 bucks away so far. It's doing pretty good. I'm sure this could easily bust if you push your luck with it too far, but we're just gonna we're gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. So right now we're just gonna reset back to our base bet of 5 cents, keep it as it is, and yeah, we'll just keep cooking it with it. And we need 20 bucks from here. So if we get like another good payout, maybe I will just switch to a different game, but we need to get $76 in total profit for the day. So we'll see if we can get there and see if the strategy is a keeper. That's the main goal today, to see if this is a good strategy to keep moving forward with. So we'll be back in another second. All right, so that did hit the profit goal on the $5 profit goal there. So we're up to $63, which is pretty darn good. I think I'm going to stop with the strategy for now, just because we hit our profit goal on that several times throughout it, and I want to keep pushing it. I still need to get like $13 for the day, so we're hopping to some different games, try to get $13 somewhere else. All right, we're going to try to finish off the day with our dice strategy that I run. That's 75% win chance. The bet size is supposed to be like 1 cent for every $10 your bankroll. Here's the conditions if you want to check it out. I've been running this a lot recently, so if you've been watching me, you're probably familiar with this. Even though our bankroll is at like $290 right now, I want to kind of take the strategy as if we didn't have any profit. So I'm going to assume we have like $228 and go for a 22 cent base bet. And we'll start with that. So we're going to let this rip. And basically, the way this works is anytime you get a loss, it's going to increase your bet by 315%, pretty much a triple up. But then once you get a win, it will recover your losses. So yeah, we're using the base bet amount. Like I said, it's 22 cents. But if you get a bunch of losses, it starts to triple up pretty quick, and it can be kind of sketchy. So gotta be careful with that. We're turning this on instant bet, so it moves a lot quicker. And we're really looking to get to $76 in profit total for the day here. I'm not sure why I just stopped. We're going to just reset that, keep it going. But yeah, we need like $10 from where we're at. So hopefully we can get there pretty easily. It's ideally, it's a pretty safe strategy just because you have a lot of progressions. Starting off with such a small bet size. But obviously you can definitely hit a crazy loss streak and lose everything, so we got to be careful. But we're really close now. We need like $4 more. So I don't know why it keeps stopping like that. I think it stops after like 100 bets, just to be careful. Let's see here. Auto bet started and finished. It won't even let me do it. It's weird. Yeah, it should let me do it. I don't know why it's not letting me. Let me try to come back and do it real quick. Alright, the website's doing this weird glitch. This happened to me before, but it's not loading any casino games right now. So I don't know why it does this, but I have to refresh my browser. The only reason I'm saying this is because I have to refresh the browser, which is going to get rid of the live stats. So I just want you guys to know, this is going to go away, but I want to clarify that I'm being transparent, so I'm going to refresh it. This is going to go away. We're still going to need $3 though, so I'll be back in a second. We're going to refresh and try to get everything back up. Alright, we're back. I had just refreshed. I don't know why the website does that, but it does happen sometimes. So let's pull up our strategy again. Have it saved here. We're going to go back to our 22 cent base bet, and let's set this to 75% win chance real quick, and this should be good. We need to get $3, so it should be pretty quick. Let's not do that. Let's go to instant bet, make sure that's on, and then we're going to start the auto bet. And we're looking for like $3 of profit here. So we're going to slow this down. If we can get close to that, it should be pretty simple. We're almost there. I'm going to slow this down a little bit here since we're getting close. And then we'll stop the auto bet. Alright, there it is. We got $3 in profit, so we'll add that to the $73. And then we had our casino bonus that I showed in the beginning of the episode. So I'm going to add up our $304 here to our $440 in the vault. Then we'll enter that in the sheet and then move on to the next day. All right, so day 439 was a win. We got our $78 in profit on the website, so we ended up net profiting 1% for the day there. And I added that bonus into the balance for the next day here. So it's not included in the total gambling profits. But moving on to day 440, we're sitting at $5,863 in total capital. We did have some sports bets for the day. I only had 2 bets, and I won 1 and lost 1, so I pretty much broke even sports betting. So nothing crazy there. There's proof that I placed those bets. And then we had $12.44 in casino bonuses between all the different apps that I use. Crypto went up about $26, and then our investment portfolio went down like $13. So going into the day there, we only really need to, or a 1% profit goal would be like $58, but we only need to get $12.73 because we already got some casino bonuses. Crypto went up, so we just need to get like $13. Should be a pretty easy day. We're gonna hop on the website and see if we can make $13. All right, so I'm gonna vault $70.23. There we go. We're gonna deposit that into the vault, so we're left with our 4% stop loss of $234. We're gonna reset the live stats real quick, and I think I'm just gonna run with this strategy again. We're gonna bounce this up to 23 cents, and maybe I'll just try to go for like $10, $13. I don't know. It could be kind of risky. Like I said, man, I just get nervous because like if you run a strategy so often, it's gonna bust eventually. And days like this where we just have to get small profit, seems like such a good idea until you hit that crazy stop or that crazy loss streak and then you lose everything. So we'll see if we can make it. Should be quite easy though, realistically. We have a lot of progressions to work with, but I don't want to push our luck too much. See if we go on a crazy dip. So far so good. Nothing major yet. Already halfway to a profit goal. Might just run this the whole way through. I think if it goes extremely deep, there's a pretty big dip. Nothing crazy though. Yeah, I think we'll just ride this out. There's a big dip. There's a huge dip. Did recover. And we need $13. So we need like $1 more. Let's slow this down here. Get ready to stop it. And we hit a loss at the end there. So let me just go to manual real quick and try to recover this. Get 1 more win. We should be good. There it is. $13 in profit. Super easy day. We're gonna enter that in the sheet and move on to the next one. All right, so day 440 was a win. We got our $13 in profit on the website. Super easy day. We'll love to see that. We got our 1% profit goal for the day. So we're gonna move on to the next day here, and this will be day 441. We did have some sports bets for the day here, and I do track volume bets on Instagram. There's a link to his page in my Discord server. If you join there, you can get a link to his page. I track all his bets. He posts them for free. He's good at what he does, and clearly, as you can see here, we got 3 winning bets. One paid out really good. That Corey Seager home run, dude, that paid out crazy. Massive gain on that, and we lost 1 bet too. But overall, made a lot of profit sports betting for the day there, thanks to volume bets. And then, yeah, crypto went up like $30, and the investment portfolio went up another like $50. And we had no dollars in bonuses, no bonuses for the day. But altogether, we were sitting at $5,997 for the day. So if we just drag these numbers down to the next day here, you can see that we hit our 1% profit goal. We actually made 2% already on the day, so we don't have to gamble at all today. That's exactly what we like to see. It's best case scenario, guys. Don't have to gamble. Already made some profit. So yeah, we did pretty good this episode, man. We went up a total of 4.10% on the bankroll in this entire video. And of that, well, I guess let's see what the total change in bankroll was, because it was pretty darn good. We went up a total of $291 in the 3 days here. And of those 3 days, $91 was from gambling. So we had $200 just from sports bets, our investment accounts, bonuses. Pretty darn good episode, man. And we're pretty much at $6,000. Pretty much $6,000. I mean, $3 off. I'm not even going to try to get $3 and risk it, because there's no reason to. Let's just stay where we're at. We already got the dub for 3 days here. Let's just call it there. I guess one final point is this is our monthly return for the month of March, since that was for March 31st, day 441. So for the month of March, I can't speak. For the month of March, we went up 13%. And I always say we have to go up like 34% a month if we get 1% profit every single day. But I think it's good to take into consideration, man. 13% increase on your bankroll in 30 days is still really good. I mean, obviously we want to be at 34% is best case scenario if we got 1% every single day. We had some good loss streaks though throughout the month, so we didn't get 34% for the month, but 13% in 1 month is still really good, man. I'm not going to be upset about that. You can see this is for February we had 23%, and then for January we had 15%. So there's months where we, don't get the biggest returns. There's a good return right there. Even back here, this is back from October, we went up 3%. Every month has been profitable, and I think that's all that really matters. We don't necessarily need to, get these 33%, 34% returns every single month. As long as we're going in the right direction, if we don't have a negative month, that's a win in my book, man. 13%, I'm happy with that. We're back pretty much at $6,000. So next episode we'll be sitting at $6,000 again, even though we hit that a little while back here. Where did we hit that at? May have been a while ago. Or no, it should have been, yeah, right here. About 20 days ago. So it took us 20 days to recover back from that after getting those 3 big losses. But yeah, we were at $6,000 already. So we're back to $6,000, which feels good. And maybe we'll lose that, maybe we won't, maybe we'll keep pushing, but one day at a time. So coming down to our tracking sheet here, in graph form, you can see we're on the come up. We're back at $6,000 at the moment, so we're sitting pretty good. That's what I like to see, man. We're hanging in there. We're moving forward. We're doing good. And then here's our little bit of a stat sheet here. I know some people like to see this, but here's our win ratio. I guess our win percentage and our loss percentage on days that we have to gamble. I think really this has been going up a little bit since we're getting some good wins recently. So that means we win most of our days. But yeah, thank you to the dude that suggested I try out Dre's strategy. I'll leave a link to his channel that I copied that strategy from in the description, because I don't want to take credit for that. I didn't come up with that. If you want to check it out, there's a link to his channel in the description. So that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, feel free to leave them below. Don't gamble. It's a losing game long run. I don't suggest you try this. This is purely for fun, to see if I get to $1 million starting from $1. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and join the Discord server if you're already in there. And until next time, take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right, peace.